Hello students, welcome on my YouTube channel. So students, today we are going to discuss about fluid friction. As you can see, fluid, what is the meaning of fluid? Represents the state of substance which can flow, that is liquids and gases, both are collectively known as fluid. So the friction force applied by liquids and gases are called fluid friction. Now let us see. Fluid friction describes the friction between layers of a viscous fluid that are moving relative to each other. Students, here viscosity is a property of fluid which decides or which affects the friction applied by fluid, and this friction acts between different layers of fluids or the resistance applied by fluid over the surface of object which is moving through the fluid. So students, the objects like aeroplane or ship or boat, fishes, these all experience the resistance during their motion through the fluids, that is through air or through water. So this resistance is called, the type of resistance experienced by the objects when they pass through the fluid comes under the category of fluid friction. So students, this was the small introduction about fluid friction. Now let us see the direction of fluid friction. As we have studied, in case of friction between solid surfaces, that friction acts opposite to the relative motion between the surfaces. So here also you can say that the fluid friction applied by the friction applied by the fluid also acts in the direction opposite in which the object moves, or you can say fluid friction acts in opposite direction of the motion of the object. So students, let us see. In case if fluid friction acts, it will resist the motion of the object, oppose the motion of the object through the fluid, and this retards the motion of object. This will slow down the motion of object, and this type of resistance is experienced by the aeroplane when it moves through air. It is also experienced by the boat or ships when or submarines when these passes through water. And fluid friction, you also experience this type of friction when you ride bicycle or a bike across the air, or when moving in a car passes through your car, also experience the air resistance, which is also termed as fluid friction. And you should know that another name of fluid friction is drag. Drag is also called. So students, this was a short introduction about fluid friction. In next part of this lecture, we will study about the fluid friction with its causes and its effects. Also we will study that how we can reduce fluid friction. But this is all about today's class. So students, goodbye and best of luck for next class.